Welcome back. Right now, I have the absolute honor to speak with author Michelle Figueroa, also journalist. She has a new book coming out tomorrow. It's called A Good Thing Happened Today. It's a picture book, but I think all ages will absolutely love it. If you're looking for some positivity in your life, you're going to want to pick this up. Michelle, how are you today? Thanks for being here.
Great, wonderful. Happy to start the day with you guys and share some good news because we all need it.
Agree. We definitely all need some good news. And speaking of that, you actually are the founder of the Good News movement. I know on Instagram you have over 4 million followers. This is a movement that primarily focuses on positivity. And you're a journalist, that's your background. Tell me more about what made you decide to start the Good News movement.
Well, it was the result of over a decade working in the field and seeing so many good news stories that weren't being reported on. And so instead of waiting for a news director to give me the green light for these stories, I decided to create my own platform, open the doors to anyone and everyone online to send me their good news stories. And it really has turned into, like the name says, a movement. I mean, people send me their good news every few minutes from everywhere, and I amplify their stories to the world. And I'm very lucky. I think I have one of the best jobs, seeing all the wonderful humans and good things that people are doing in the world.
Were you a little nervous to start this, to make such a big career change into this unknown area? And when did you start the Good News movement?
So I started Good News Movement in 2018. I actually had an ear infection. I was in bed feeling miserable. So I think I wasn't able to do much other than just kind of take a leap of faith. And I didn't have much expectations other than the feeling that, you know, if I love these good news stories and it really moves me, there are plenty of people probably looking for the same thing. And I was right. There are so many people looking for good news. Every week I get about 50,000 new good news seeking followers wanting to be part of this. So it's wonderful. I'm glad I took the leap of faith, and it was probably the best ear infection I've had.
Absolutely. We are all in such need of good news. I'm curious, throughout the pandemic, did that change anything about what you were posting? Was it harder to find things, or were you still getting a flood of information and really people still more than ever needed that good news?
Absolutely. Great question. Actually, in March of 2020, our number of followers doubled in the first 2 weeks of March, the beginning of the pandemic. And people were looking to see, you know, where's the light at the end of the tunnel? How are people coping? And actually, that was a time when a lot of my content was sharing how people were trying to make the most of the situation, how people were helping one another in the situation. For example, elderly that couldn't leave their homes in lockdown, and people were helping and delivering groceries. We had some fun videos of the Mediterranean, you know, the Italian and Spanish were doing workouts from their balconies, and, you know, somebody turned their kitchen into like a little disco party, and all those things, you know, just for people to kind of keep positive, because we were very much in an uncertain time, and we wanted to find something good to hold on to give us hope. So I feel really happy that I was able to be part and be instrumental, at least to the Instagram community in that time. And, you know, it's taken off. I think everyone needs good news, you know, every single person, no matter the age, where you live. You know, we need this to feed our mental health. You know, our mental health is as important as like our diet. So if we feed ourselves bad news, we're going to feel bad. If we feed ourselves good news, we're going to feel light and motivated. And there have been studies about this. So yeah, it's my job to feed everybody a healthy diet of good news.
And what led you to write this book all about kids and adults finding great, inspiring things all over the world, in fact?
Well, I think it's so important to reach kids in those formative years when their brain's architecture is just being formed. And I thought, well, I should take this offline. And HarperCollins graciously approached me, and together we created this wonderful book revolving around stories of kids a lot of times doing good. You know, sometimes people think, well, I'm not old enough. Well, there's very simple, actionable ideas that this book presents that hopefully will inspire children from around the world to be the good news. You know, the good news isn't happening always somewhere else. It can happen within you. You can be the good news. So that's my hope with this book. And I think it's just a nice book for story time. You know, it hopefully will create conversations with loved ones and parents too.
And it has such beautiful illustrations. I'm just going to show a sample page. These two children are finding the good in their homes. Tell me more about the process of working with the illustrator. This turned out so well.
Thank you so much. Yeah, Ramona is a fantastic illustrator, and it's interesting the process. I actually worked at a publishing company, first job out of college, but actually living it and seeing how an illustrator can bring something to life and bring their own ideas. And I think it really is a combination of my vision and her vision. And it's just beautiful. You know, I wish the book could go on forever, but maybe there'll be more kids' books in the future. There were so many stories to pick from. It was really hard to kind of narrow it down because I loved them all.
I hope there are future books. Maybe it can be a series. How are you feeling with this releasing tomorrow? Are you excited? It's a big day for you.
Oh, I can't believe it. I mean, to have something tangible, you know, it's great to see on my phone and see the feed and everything, but to actually have something tangible is a wonderful feeling. And to think that other people are going to take the time to pay attention to the words I've written, it's a true honor. And I hope to keep growing the movement in different ways and, you know, maybe plant a garden somewhere as well, a good news movement garden.
Michelle, where can we find out more about this book to make sure that definitely to get this one and also to follow along with all of the good news that you're providing on social media? Where can we go?
Definitely. So if you have Instagram, my page is at Good News Movement. So it's at Good News _movement. And then Facebook, it's Good News Movement altogether. For the book, you can visit Barnes & Noble. And you'll be able to buy it as of tomorrow. You can pre-order it today, or you can buy it tomorrow, Tuesday, which is the release date. And I'm super grateful. And I hope everyone that has this book, it'll turn into good luck and good news for them and that they can pass it down through generations. So I hope everyone finds some good news today.
Oh, I know they absolutely will. It is called A Good Thing Happened Today. This book will be available tomorrow. Thank you so much, Michelle Figueroa, for joining us today. Really appreciate talking with you and so grateful for everything you're doing to spread good news across the world. We'll be back with more right after this.